Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to another episode of Disney Assembled. I'm Troy,
And I'm Mimi.
and we are your happy little father-daughter podcast, here to create joy and share our love for all things Disney.
Disney Assembled is sponsored by our patrons over on Patreon. If you would like to join them, check out patreon.com/DisneyAssembled.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate your consideration for that. We've been putting a lot out for our patrons almost every weekday, like Monday through Friday. I try to put one thing out for our patrons. And membership is only, $2 a month. It starts at $2 a month. If you want to do more, you can do more. But it's $2 a month. Like, that's nothing. That's not even half a gallon of gas. That's nothing. That's nothing. $2 a month. So if you enjoy the show and you want to help us out, get more content. And one of the ways we get more content is doing more Disney trips. And the way we do more Disney trips, well, the Patreon money is not paying for Disney trips. It's paying for you to go to school. But patreon.com/Disney Assembled. Yeah, check it out. $2 a month to get all that extra patron content. All right. We are recording this episode on Saturday, August 30th, 2025. We are a little late in getting an episode out this week. It's almost like we skipped a week, kind of. Like we're recording this before, but you've gone back to, it's a part of the, so context. You went back to school. This is the second time we've done remote recording since the summer break. But this week you actually started class. So it's really been a lot of hectic scheduling, I know, and you have to get back into your class routine. So I hope our audience will forgive us for not getting an episode out on time this past week. But maybe this episode will make up for that by being extra special, right?
I hope so. Getting back into the class routine is difficult, but the night that we had time to do it, I was not I've been going through a lot personally that I don't necessarily need to share on the podcast, but when Papa was like, I'm ready, are you ready? You still feeling hyped to record right now? I was like, I've got to be honest, no, I got to go to bed. So yeah, we're here, we're making it work. And I think this episode is going to be awesome. There's a lot to talk about. And yeah, I am back at school. Today was the first day of college football. We're so back. I love college football. I do not love losing to Ohio State again because we keep doing those stupid up the center run plays. What is that about? Why do we keep doing that? But that's not what this podcast is. I could talk about Texas football all day, but they do not. The audience does not care.
Yeah, this is not a college football podcast, thank goodness. But
thank
Friday
goodness,
night
there's too many
high
of those.
school, but Friday night high school football also started, and Brother Disney Assembled is playing varsity football this year. They had their first game
year ever
on
playing
Friday,
football,
and they won. They had a big win. So they started off with a big win. They have a new head coach who got his first win. Lots of happiness. He was very happy coming home.
Did he play well?
What he did for the team, he seemed to have done just fine. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. He's never played before, but he's a big boy, and we're hoping that he plays more.
Well, don't describe him as that. Yeah. Let's call him what he is. My brother is 6'1" and he weighs 210 pounds. He is giant and muscular.
He's probably closer to 220. He's a big boy.
He's probably closer. Solid. Stop calling him that. Stop calling him
solid.
That. He's a grown man. Don't call him a big boy. But he's like 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds. He's a unit, okay? He's all muscle, and I'm very proud of him because he has never played football before, but he's built for football, and he put a lot of work in this summer into football. So yep.
Yes, he did. And he's a baseball player, but he's trying football, and he does work really hard, and I'm sure it'll pay off. He loves it.
And us as a family, we went from being sort of lukewarm on football. I mean, you and Mom were into football before we were born, obviously, because you played and you coached and all this other stuff. But then neither my brother or I played, so we were kind of lukewarm on it growing up. And now I go to UT and he's playing, and now we're all back in on fall football, I guess.
It is. And I played in college, and I played baseball and football, and my alma mater will be heading into Texas in October. So I don't know, maybe I'll make a trip to San Antonio to watch.
Are they playing UTSA Lynx. Or Trinity?
They're playing Trinity. Yeah, Rhodes would not be playing UTSA. So
I didn't think so. That's why I was confused. Cool. Anyway, let's talk about Disney related this week.
Yeah, we have a
And
good topic because as a matter of fact, today, as we're recording earlier today, Destination D23. So I think part of this episode is going to have to be about some of the things they announced, don't you think?
yeah, it's been a big week for me, okay? Texas football is back. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Pumpkin Spice is back at Starbucks. Destination D23. Okay? This has been a big week for me, you guys. This is a
It's
big,
a
big, big week for annoying people, aka myself.
This is
And
a big
we
week. Yeah.
must talk about what has been announced so far at Destination D23. And then I think we're also going to continue our Disneyland trip report, talking
Yeah.
about California Adventure. That feels like so long ago, and it really wasn't.
You know what we can do about that? We can go back. It feels so long ago. We should go back and make me feel more fresh. But yeah, we do need to talk about the Disney California Adventure part of our trip to some extent. I know we didn't talk a whole lot about food in general in our last episode. We didn't talk a whole lot about the resort we stayed at, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa. But we'll get into a little bit of that in this episode. But I do want to make sure we get some D23 stuff, some reaction, and so forth. And of course, we want to try to keep the episode within the time frame we try to keep our episodes in, which means we do need to get moving on the rest of the show because our listeners are waiting, of course, for the answer to last week's trivia question and this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week. So, Mimi, why don't you give the answer to last week's or last episode's trivia question?
Yes, so last week's question was how many real live cats were used to play Thackeray Binks in the film Hocus Pocus? And it was a multiple choice 1, 3, 6, or 9. And the answer was 9. It took 9 cats to play the one
Wow.
cat on Hocus Pocus.
That's like 81 lives worth of cats. That's a lot of cats.
Do you think they went through 81 lives? Like, why do you think it took them 9 cats?
I don't know. Maybe because cats are hard to train and they don't really listen. And you kind of have to just
That's
put
true.
food. It's not like you can train a dog. Cats are a little bit more difficult to work with, I think. We have cats at home and they don't listen to anyone. They just kind of do whatever
Well,
they
they
want.
listen to me.
Speaking of, every single time either Mrs. Disney Assembled or I stand up from a seated position from an area of the house other than the couch in the living room, Linus, one of our cats, cries and yaps at us constantly because he wants us to go sit on the couch so he can join us on the couch and get pets and rubs. And if we're not in there, if we're sitting, he leaves us alone. But as soon as you stand up, he thinks you're going in there. And so he comes running up to you and he starts meow, 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 meow. Like, no, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there right now. Leave me
He's
alone.
so
He walks
funny.
between my feet. Yeah, Linus, he's a hoot. But
He's
yeah,
so cute.
that's that. Well, that was the answer. That was the answer to last episode's trivia question about cats. We have a new
I
trivia
love
question
cats.
at the end of this episode, but we do have to do the Disney Dad Joke of the Week. So, Mimi, are you ready for this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week?
I am.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, Disney fans of all sorts, it is time for this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week. Mimi, when cast members hear strange noises coming from the monorail, what do they do to try to figure out what the problem is?
I have no idea.
They use their Imagineers.
Yep, that's
Get
a good
it?
one.
It's a strange
That's a great
noise.
one.
They're Imagineers. That is this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week. If you have a dad joke in a Disney variety that we haven't used before, is family friendly, and you'd like us to consider using it on the show, send it to us at this email address that I'm pointing to if you're
You're
watching the
pointing
video.
to the
Disney
wrong
Assembled.
side. It's on
No, I'm
this
pointing right at
side.
it.
No.
On my camera, it's right
On
here.
my camera, it's on the other side.
Right here. Is
I
it the
don't-
same thing?
It's like
It's like right here.
it's like
It's on the
here.
camera. If you're listening to the audio version, this is great podcasting content as we refer to something you can't see. So go to the YouTube channel and watch the video version when that becomes available. All right. DisneySimple@gmail.com is the email address. We have things to
Yes.
talk about. Do you want to start with the D23 stuff first, or what do you want to start with?
Yes, I think we should start with Destination D23 and knock it out of the
All right.
way. We are now
Yeah.
10 minutes in and we're just now starting. So
So
I
good.
pulled all this information from Disney Food Blog, super reliable source. Yeah, I just sort of wrote out everything that they had on their website so far from top to bottom. And at the very top, so I guess this would be the most recent piece of information, we have a release date for Toy Story 5, and I think they showed a clip or a trailer of some kind. July 19th, 2026 is the release date for Toy Story 5, and they just sort of confirmed that the plot will be toys versus tech. And I think that that trailer will be coming to the public very soon.
What is the date? July what?
July 19th, 2026.
So after the 4th of July holiday,
I think
but
they're
before
expecting this to be their summer blockbuster.
Toy Story 5. What do you think? Is Toy Story, I'm going to use the slang that the kids use. Is Toy Story approaching Unk status?
I don't think so. I don't think it gets old, but that's
It's still
also just
fresh?
that's my personal opinion because I love Toy Story. I think because I think as long as they're making original content within the Toy Story universe, I'm not mad. There are certain franchises where I think continuing to create content in that franchise just works because the characters are well established and loved. Toy Story is a cult classic, and I think you can make content in that universe with Woody and Jesse and Buzz and literally till the cows come home, and nobody would be mad about it. I think the drop off comes from the fact that the fourth one wasn't great. I didn't love the fourth one, but I actually am really excited about this toys versus tech situation that feels very fresh, very relevant. So yeah, I don't think Toy Story is unk necessarily. I think I don't know. I I don't
Could
love
we could we
sequels.
see could we see could there be a Tron Easter egg in this Toy Story versus tech, or a Wreck-It
I
Ralph Easter egg?
maybe. And I think that that would be really fun and really silly to see, at least maybe even just an Easter egg, not even a cameo. But Wreck-It Ralph and Toy Story are not from the same production company. So maybe not.
It's all Disney.
That's true. It is all Disney, but I
So
am excited to watch more Toy Story, but that's also just me.
cool. All right, 3 minutes is long enough on Toy Story 5. What do they
Yes,
got
and then
next?
hand in hand with the Toy Story 5 announcement, they sort of confirmed that Buzz Lightyear will be returning to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade as a balloon. Cool, love it. What this does signify to me,
To
and I
Times
kind of
Square and beyond.
what this kind of signified to me, especially after looking at the Toy Story 5 concept art, I don't see Woody. And I think that because, Woody at the end of the Toy Story 4 left the toys, it would not surprise me if Woody was not the main character of this film and that it was Buzz. And that's why they're bringing Buzz to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade instead of Woody and Buzz or just Woody. But yeah, we don't need to talk about that anymore. I have no other thoughts
Right.
about the Buzz Lightyear balloon.
Oh, what's next?
We got an announcement for Disney Animation Studios' newest film, and it's called Hoppers. It is debuting in theaters on March 6th, 2026, so that's pretty soon. Oh, excuse me, it's a Pixar movie. And
That's what I
according to
thought.
Disney,
Pixar.
it's Pixar. According to Disney Food Blog, it's described as sort of like an animal themed avatar where humans can inhabit the body of a fake animal. So I really don't know what that
Like a toy. It's like a toy animal, right? Or an animatronic animal.
or an animal that's like created so that humans can switch, like similar to Avatar. Like, is that the thinking here?
Is that how we got Rocket Raccoon?
No, we know how we got
No,
Rocket Raccoon. There's a whole movie
just
about that.
saying.
It's very sad.
So this is like Avatar, but with animals in from Pixar
And
to
from
some extent.
Pixar, the fact that the movie comes out in March and I don't know anything about it, same old, same
Comes
old.
out in March, yeah, of
Disney,
26. Here's what
same
I
old, same
think.
old.
I think I'm going to enjoy Hopper. Is Hoppers the name of it? Plural?
Hoppers. Yes,
Hoppers. I will enjoy Hoppers more than Avatar.
probably. Yes,
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
So
Yeah.
Hoppers. Go for it.
Hoppers.
I hope Pixar has a win. Pixar needs a win. So
Pixar needs a win so bad. Like, all the Elio merch was just kind of like sitting there in California Adventure, and I felt really bad. Okay, the next one is really exciting for me personally. The Tron Ares Tron Light Cycle Run overlay coming to Shanghai Disney and to Disney World on September 15th. So instead of the blue lighting, you're going to have red lighting, because that's like the color of Tron Ares. I don't know enough about the plot of Tron Ares to tell you like what that means, but I do know
I
that
think
red
it's
is definitely the
AI
color.
created soldiers and military that are like super 3D printed from a computer program, and then they kind of take over
And
because
Tron
the
has to go
humans
in
don't
and
really. And one of the characters, I guess Ares, I think is the one that's sort of like trying to I don't know. That's what it sounds like or it looks like from the commercial. It looks pretty cool. I don't know. Your brother Disney Assembled is a big Tron fan. He didn't seem very excited about this, which I was shocked. I thought he'd be like
really.
all excited, but I'm excited. I'm definitely going to go see it. So, but the
I'm
red
definitely
overlay,
excited.
fair enough. Whatever. Red, blue, whatever.
And I wish that it wasn't a marketing tactic. I wish it was something that they did seasonally. But yeah, I'm excited.
They should
Okay,
decorate the light cycles like reindeer and do red and green overlay for Christmas and just do
yes.
Tron reindeer run.
Right.
Run, reindeer.
Run, run, reindeer. Right.
Run,
Okay.
Rudolph.
This
Yeah.
next one is the one that's from Disney Animation Studios. They announced their all-new original movie called Hexed, and according to Disney Food Blog, it follows a teenage oddball and his mom who discover his weirdness is actually hidden magic, transporting them to a world where magic can run free. It's coming to theaters in 2026. The concept art that I saw about this looks a lot like the Owl House, which is like really cool to me. I loved the Owl House. I got nothing. The only thing about this that like really stands out to me as unique and unlike something that they've really done before is a son and his mother. Because I think very oftentimes relationships that are explored whenever they do family-based films, it's a lot of mother-daughter, sister-sister, father-son, like, and those are all fantastic dynamics, and I love that we make movies about them. But we don't really see like daughter-father or like father-daughter or like mother-son relationships in feature films. Um, like, I guess the main one that I can think of really is Tiana and her dad, and he dies. It's not even like really like it's a main theme of the movie, but it's not something that you actually see. And I am really excited and happy to hear about switching up the dynamic a little bit for this film. I just don't think that the plot sounds particularly original. He's weird and it's magical. Okay, fine. Like, that's like every Disney movie.
Hexed is the name of the film.
Yes.
If the mother's name is Wanda or Agatha, that would be weird.
That would be really funny. I would be into that.
Put the hex. So I think it's going to be fine. It has to be a musical. This is what Disney has to understand. And I think we did an episode on this. And I think we discovered most of the most successful Disney films lean heavily into the music or musical part of the film because it's part of the fantasy. It's part of sort of the Disney brand is the music. And the films that haven't done all that well have sort of, the music has been sort of not really a part of the film. Whether it's a musical or not, the music itself is recognizable. Right. So.
Right. Like even Inside Out, which is not a musical, has that really recognizable.
Right. But it's Pixar. Pixar is not really the musical company. They're more of the.
That's fair. Yeah.
Creative storytelling. Disney is much more into Disney films have been much more reliant on sort of this musical comedy type thing. So I don't know. I hope that Hexed has some music in it, but the fact that they didn't announce music by Lin-Manuel Miranda or the people who did Encanto. No, he did Encanto.
Well, he did Encanto.
Who was the Frozen? The couple that does the music for Frozen. They did the music for.
Wait.
I don't remember their names, but they're like Frozen? The two big.
Their names are escaping me.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a husband and
Kristen
wife team or
Kristen
something.
Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez.
Yeah, yeah. So the fact that they didn't
Yes.
announce that makes me think that maybe Hext is not a musical. I don't know
It
what to
might
say.
not
I'm
be.
excited for it. I always like a good original animated film. So if
Right.
people complain that Disney doesn't do enough original stuff, then you need to go see the original stuff.
Right. When
If
it
you
comes
complain
out.
that all they do is sequels, then go see the original stuff when it comes out.
Right.
Frozen was an original, well, kind of an original, and then people
No,
went and saw it.
Frozen's
They
an
didn't
original.
know. Anything else
That
from D23, Destination
there are
D23?
two more things. The next one
Okay,
is Zootopia 2, some more details. Visitors of the expo got to watch a clip from the new movie, and Disney Food Blog says that it follows Judy as she's hunting down a snake who has snuck into a gala to steal a book that could change how the world views snakes. In the end, Judy and Nick end up helping the snake, and in the process become fugitives themselves. We learn about some new characters in the movie, including Zootopia's new mayor, Brian Windancer, who's voiced by Patrick Warburton, who's the guy who does the Soren like
Kronk,
thing. Yeah, Soren to Tower, like that whole
Soar in
thing.
the Tower.
And
Nice
Yvette
job, pal.
Nicole Brown will play EMT Otter and Baroness Bear. So, just some more details about Zootopia 2. Do we have a release date for Zootopia 2
I think Christmas. I think this year.
this year?
Yeah, I think it's like
Wow.
December, November, December of this year.
It says Zootopia 2 comes out November. Okay, it's the Thanksgiving blockbuster,
Yeah,
November
yeah.
26th, 2025.
There you
I'm
go. I know where I'll
excited.
be. Good.
I'm excited. Yeah, I know where I'll be too. Okay, the
All right.
last bit of information to come out of Destination D23 so far is something that you were so excited about. You texted me that the Waltinator from California will be making its way to Florida in a scene in the Carousel of Progress. Now, the family is not going anywhere. He is just being added, like a scene with him is being added. I love it.
At the
What do you
beginning
think?
of Carousel of Progress, there's sort of the emblem that says Carousel of Progress. And I think they can replace that with Walt introducing the attraction. I don't think it's going to be the same. If you look at the concept art, he's in his sweater. Like it's more casual Walt. It's the Walt from, whatever. It's a more casual Walt. So listen, Carousel of Progress, it needed refreshing. I think they said it's been over 30 years since it's had an update. So
Wow.
this won't hurt. I think we need to do an episode where we go into more detail about our thoughts around how to upgrade Carousel of Progress because I was in a group chat with some other Disney friends, and I have opinions on how to make Carousel of Progress better or maybe less unk, as the kids might say.
I think what I like about the idea of having the Waltinator be a part of this attraction is that if Walt is introducing it, I think that that gives a space to explain what it actually is. Because if you don't know Disney history and you're just a tourist, which most people who go to Disney World are, you're thinking, what, this is an outdated attraction that doesn't make any sense. Why is this here? Why is this in Tomorrowland? And I do think that there needs to be some explanation as what it is and why it's there. And who else better to explain it than Walt Disney himself? I think this could be a really, really effective mode of storytelling if it's done correctly.
If we consider Walt Disney A Magical Life in Disneyland, which we saw as the original Waltinator, the Walt Disney animatronic, the original Waltinator, if that was the Waltinator, this Carousel of Progress update could be Waltinator 2. Do you know what the word kludge means? Kludge? I didn't. I looked it up. The word kludge means a badly assembled collection of parts, hastily assembled to serve some particular purpose, often used to refer to computer systems or software that has been badly put together. The Carousel of Progress, Waltinator 2, Kludgment Day.
Bro.
For those of you who remember Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the Carousel of Progress has become the Waltinator 2 Kludgment Day. There's there's some SAT vocabulary lesson for everybody listening to the show. Kludge.
Thank you for that.
Who'd have known? I had
Not
to look it
me.
up. I looked up words that rhyme with judge. And I was like, oh, kludge, what does that mean? I go, oh, that sounds like it might be appropriate. So Waltinator 2, Kludgment Day, coming in 2026 to the Carousel of Progress. Get to Walt
I don't
Disney
hate
World
it.
and see it.
I
I think
really
it'll be
don't.
fine. What
I really
I
don't
mean,
hate
is
it.
it going to make it worse? Here's the thing. I don't dislike Carousel of Progress. I think it's perfectly fine. Is this going to make it worse? No. Is it going to make it worse? No. So
We are now 27 minutes in, and I think it's now time that we shift towards California Adventure. We have
we should
spent a
do
lot of
that.
time
Yeah.
talking about Disneyland and our magical extras, and those are all great. But Disneyland is it's not the same, and all these Disneyland people are going to attack me for saying this, but it is the Magic Kingdom of California, and a lot of it didn't feel very different to us because we have visited the Magic Kingdom before. California Adventure, however, is something that is specific to only Disneyland. Nothing like it exists anywhere else. And I think it's now time that we talk about it. And I think we should start with maybe just like breaking down how we would spend a day in California Adventure, which obviously starts
Right.
with getting up, going to the club, getting some breakfast, and then using our magical secret private entrance into California Adventure from the Grand Californian right behind Grizzly River Run.
Yeah. It's a great way to enter the park. And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the benefits of going to Disneyland and staying at the Grand Californian. Like, you go through your security and you are literally in the park right there by Soarin', and which I thought was going to be Soarin' over California. It was Soarin' around the world. I was like, I don't want to see that. I already saw that at Disney World. I want to see the Soarin' in
Right.
California. Where's California? So we didn't do the Soarin' ride, but it's right there by the Grizzly River Run, which we did do, which was
And we
lots of
loved.
fun. Yeah, it was lots of fun. Do it before lunch. You have time to dry off and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Disney California Adventure has a number of different areas that are very well themed. I think for what this park has gone through a lot of transformation since its original version. We're not going to get into a whole history of Disney California Adventure. We're not the experts in that way. But, there's stuff there. There's Avengers Campus. There's San Francisco. There's the Pixar Pier. There's the Cars land. There's the what do they call it, where the Grizzly River Run is, right? The California themed area, right? The
Yeah.
wooded themed area. And then there's the part on the other side where the Monsters Inc. ride is, which is the area that is going to be transformed into their Avatar area. And then they have sort of their main street and their theater area and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But in general, I mean, look, I like DCA. It's a good vibe place. If you're a vibe chaser, you can vibe there. And it's pretty immersive. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there a specific area or a specific
Yeah,
space that
I
you wanted to
think
talk about in detail, or what?
I think we could honestly just like break it down by area and not
Hmm.
excuse me. Sorry guys, it's 5:50 on game day. I am very sleepy. I think we could break it down area by area. I don't think it needs to be like a super in-depth thing. My overall thoughts about California Adventure, um, again, we're not going to go into a whole history of the park and like its theming and whatnot, but the way that people complain about Hollywood Studios losing its theming, I feel like does not even come close to how people complain about Disney California Adventure losing its theming. And I've never been one to really engage with that because it's just like, okay, the parks are changing. Like, why not let them change?
Hmm.
Having actually been there, I think calling it Disney's California Adventure doesn't make any sense anymore. The name doesn't correlate to what's inside of it and whatever, right? Secondly, if you want to stuff all those IPs in there and you want to put San Francisco and you want to put Cars and you want to put Avengers and you want to put, Pandora, fine. It's not cohesive. It doesn't make any sense. Going from like Avengers Campus into like a neutral area into Cars, it just didn't flow. Now, Cars to San Francisco to Pixar Pier, that all kind of flows because those are all Pixar properties and they kind of have that in line.
And don't forget, Coco is going to get a ride out
And
there
Coco
too.
is coming. I think like adding Pandora is a weird, like having actually been there recently, like with myself personally standing and seeing it, I don't see how that fits in that area at all. I don't see it.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Let's
I think it's odd. But let's kind of, I guess
let's
let's
go
start with like
area by
Pixar.
area and talk about what we liked about that space, maybe what we didn't care for maybe as
Yeah.
much because we didn't
Let's talk about the
eat
Pixar Pier.
in DCA very much. We only had that one meal for the World of Color show. We only booked that meal because it got seats for World of Color.
Mhm.
The less we say about that meal, the better.
Sorry, you actually completely cut out, and I have no idea what you said, but
I was saying that we should go area by area and talk about what we enjoyed about that area, what we just our general thoughts. And we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on our food adventure in DCA because we didn't really eat. We had that one meal as a family for the World of Color show, and we don't really need to talk about that meal. There was nothing special about it. Um, I think we talked about it on with Tom and Michelle on the Hyperion Adventures podcast, and we had like a quick service something in Avengers Campus. Like
Avengers Campus.
we didn't eat really in DCA. So
Yeah.
you said you want to start with Pixar Pier area first.
Yes, and I
So
think we can honestly, like, rope in San Francisco with it. I think San Francisco looks beautiful. I think the quick service area, I think, is very well served. I think the Baymax looks great, the bridge looks great. I love it. I love it for, just a tiny area of the park. That's entire goal is just to have people, like, sitting down and away from the crowd. Perfect, no
mhm,
notes.
yeah,
Pixar Pier itself, actually walking around it, you had thoughts? Sorry.
I was just saying there's not much in San Francisco except some shops but it's themed well. So I mean, it's a nice different theming to just a generic theme. There's a Disney IP now associated kind of with that, so that was fine. But
Mhm.
Pixar Pier, you were saying,
Right, Pixar Pier, actually walking through it, like, under and around the Incredicoaster, really like Pixar, and I love the Toy Story stuff. Like, Toy Story Mania, I'm so sold on, the Inside Out emotional whirlwind, super cute. Anything in between there, you can tell is, like, lackluster. Anything that involves a game or that, like, giant meet and greet area where they had Rex, it feels like there's a lot of space there that's being not used. Doesn't make it any less cohesive? No, not necessarily. It does still flow. It doesn't feel like empty space, it doesn't feel like dead space. It's very much still themed and it works. But I would love to see, I'm pretty sure this is where they're putting Coco, but I'm not sure. I would love to see maybe one more attraction back there so it doesn't feel so desolate in between the Incredicoaster and Toy Story Mania and then Emotional Whirlwind and the Symphony and the Golden
right,
Zephyr and like that kind of stuff. Because in between
right,
that, there wasn't much, but it feels like a classic boardwalk. And I think that that is the goal and
yeah.
can't complain.
Incredicoaster was down. We didn't get to ride it. I probably wouldn't have ridden it anyway. I know you were looking forward to it, but it was not working. It's been closed. It's under refurbishment. We did do Toy Story Mania. It's a family favorite. We have to do it. It was Toy Story Mania. We loved it.
Right.
Emotional whirlwind. It's just an up and down sort of carousel type ride,
It's
right?
cute.
Fine. It's cute. We enjoyed it. And then, like you said, as you keep going around, you and Mrs. Disney Assembled did the Silly Symphony swings.
With me.
And I think you and Mrs. Disney Assembled did Goofy's Sky School, Flight
No, we were
School.
in line for Goofy's Sky School, and we were literally, like, about to get on the car when they shut it down, and they gave us all lightning lanes, and then I just, like, wasn't interested in using a lightning lane on it. I
Right.
just, like, didn't. I was like, "I'm okay skipping this," but Mom and I did the symphony swings together, and then all 3 of us did the Golden Zephyr together, and then Mom and brother did Goofy Sky School.
Right. I did not do the swings. I did the Golden Zephyr twice. It ended up becoming my favorite attraction of the day. I was glad we did it. Go to our YouTube and our TikTok to see POV videos of me riding Golden Zephyr. Great views from up there as you're riding around on that. So that was lots of fun. Then we made our way over to Little Mermaid. And on the way, the Green Army Men band came by and played. Check out our YouTube and our TikTok because we have video of that out there. And I just think, look, it's a nice area. Lots of places to sit. You can look out into the little lagoon lake thing. So it's very calm, plenty of place to spread out. Not a lot of shade,
No,
but
not a lot of shade at all.
yeah, but still charming, right? A little bit
Yeah.
slower and a little bit more quiet of an area than maybe some of the other areas that can be. So let's continue. There's
Oh,
Cars Land. There's.
we
Go
did
ahead.
not we did not do Mickey's Death Wheel. We did not partake in Mickey's Death
I
Wheel.
forgot all about that. It's amazing. I just wiped
And
that out of my memory. Yeah,
nobody
we did
had
not
any
do the
interest
Ferris
in
wheel.
doing it. It wasn't because it was tall. It was just kind of like my mom and I were watching it,
No, it's
and
because it was tall for me.
well,
It's because
no,
it's tall.
mom, mom and I were watching it, and we were like, so you move like 3 cars and then you stop, and then you move 3 more cars and then you stop, and then you move like,
Right.
and that was we were like, that's annoying. Like we don't want to wait for that. I don't know. I think you really hit the nail on the head. Like there's no shade. Plenty of places to sit if you want to boil alive. Um, I don't know. I wish the whole thing had felt a little bit more immersive, but it does give Boardwalk, which is the goal. So, yeah, we can move into Cars Land, which is chronically overcrowded.
It's very crowded.
It's just the same as it did in 2017. So beautiful, so immersive, so much fun, but overcrowded.
Yeah, and I would say for me, doesn't do, I'm not there for the rides. It is an area I really like because I like all three of those rides. I like
Hmm.
Vader's Junkyard Jamboree. It's silly. It's lots of fun. I like Luigi's Dancing Cars. I don't know if that's
Hmm.
the Rollicking Roadsters, I think is the official name, but
Yeah, it is.
a family favorite. That is probably the family favorite at that park is Luigi's. And then of course the Radiator Springs Racers, which we did a few times, lots of fun. So I do all three rides in that land. It is a very immersive land. It's very well themed. It's great at night. It's great during the day. We still haven't snacked there. We still haven't gotten to Flo's. If we lived there, we would go. But when you're only there for a day or two, it's hard to hit all the stuff, right? But we didn't
Yeah.
really snack there. And
We
kind
didn't
of
really
wanted
snack
to.
in general. Like overall, like
Yeah.
it wasn't really a foodie trip for us. But yeah, we
Right.
Cars is amazing. No notes. Now for the heavy hitter,
Mm.
Avengers Campus. I could have
We
spent hours in Avengers. Well, wait, was there something you wanted to talk about
I
that
was
was
just
not Avengers Campus?
not really.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
we
do
did
want
the
to talk
whole
about eventually. Why don't we let's save Avengers Campus. I do want to say something. I
okay.
don't know what they call it. We came out of the Monsters Inc. ride, which was fine. We enjoyed it. And we're going up the street. I don't know what the name of the street is, whatever we are right there. And here comes the Pixar better, not better together.
Better
What was
together.
it?
It
The
is better together.
better to parade. And as I found out, I think the day we watched that parade was the last day they were running that parade ever.
Oh my gosh.
So we watched that parade come by, and I videoed the whole thing. I don't think I've put it up on our socials yet, so it's still sitting on my phone. Here's the deal. Whoever's running these parades probably has a time that the parade has to last because there weren't a whole lot of floats on this parade, but the space between one float passing you and the next either dance group or float getting to you was enormous. There was like, you would wait 30 to 60 seconds, which may not sound like a long time. When you're watching a parade and you stop, if I were to stop talking, we would have silence for 30 to 60 seconds on the podcast. The listeners would probably turn it off or think there was a problem, right? The
Hmm.
spacing of this parade was not very well done. They either have to have more in the parade or they have to tighten it up and
Shorten
make
it.
it just a quicker, like a cavalcade type thing almost.
Right.
But it was this hybrid parade slash cavalcade. And I get it, but it kind of felt sad. What do you think about that?
I thought it was cute. I loved all the characters in it. It was like Pixar themed. I love Pixar. It just yeah, the spacing, the timing like was not great on that. But it felt like a very, very long parade for so few floats. And
Right.
maybe I'm just spoiled by the Festival of Fantasy parade, which is just like action packed with like a
Or
million
paint the
things.
night.
Or Paint the Night, but it just like did not hit the same at all. That whole area is like kind of weird. Like it's really cute. Like I really like the like background and like the shops, like, in the whole, like, marquee thing. I love that theming so much, and I think it works in that park so well. But I've gotta be honest, like, the Monsters, Inc. area is desolate. Like, once you turn that corner off of that street, there's nothing. Like, there's no theming, it's just, like, brick
Yeah.
building with a stage, some chairs,
Mm.
and then the Monsters, Inc. ride. And I get
Right.
it, we all love that ride, and it's so fun, and, like, all those things are true, and, like, there is that building back there that has, like, Turtle Talk with
Well,
Crush
the
and, like, all that stuff.
Hyperion Theater is back there, but I don't think
Right,
there's
but
anything playing in it right now.
but there's just I know we love that attraction, but guys, like, there's nothing back there. It does not look or feel very immersive at all. It feels like, "Oh, like, let's go on this ride," instead of like a more natural transition into an attraction. But that area of the park outside of that, like, the whole street with the marquees and, like, the Disney
Mm.
Junior show and all that stuff, like, super cute. And I like the Truman Show background at the end with the
Right.
with the go away green and stuff. I think that's
Yeah.
super fun.
Let's go to Disney's Avengers Campus at Disney. I keep saying Disney's. Let's go to Marvel Avengers Campus because
Let's.
this is, I could hang out there because I don't need to ride a bunch of rides. But we did the Spider-Man ride twice. It's fine. It's just a very high-tech version of Toy Story Mania to some
It's very
extent.
cool.
The tech works, which I was shocked because you could do with the hands and it works. And that's a big thing because if the tech didn't work on that ride, it would be awful.
Yeah, agree.
So we did the ride. It was fine. I mean, we'll do it if we go back, but it wasn't like, oh, let's hurry up and get to the Spider-Man ride. We did the Spider-Man ride twice. We did not do the Guardians thing. You probably would have done it, but
The
I,
line was, like,
you
too
know,
long, and I just, like, didn't care enough about it to go do Guardians, I don't know.
and I don't think there's any other attraction in there. Am I forgetting something?
No, just Spidey and Guardians, and then, I don't know, the main attraction to me is, like, the characters, and something that
Right.
you said in a past episode that I think is really interesting is that you were curious to know if the amount or, like, the volume of characters that come around is sort of compensating for the fact that there isn't as much to do there for your average non-thrill-seeking consumer, and that once they open this Tony Stark ride, that will go away. And I really hope not, because I think that having the characters walk around at such a high volume, which characters already walk around in Disneyland more so than they do in Disney World, which changes the experience, but there is always somebody or something going on in Avengers Campus, and it really changes the vibe. Like, it's completely different than anything else. Like, we walked in and saw Spider-Man, like, first thing, and then we saw the Spider-Man show where he flies, and, like, it was so cool. And then there was Ant-Man, and then there was Captain America, and then there was Steve Rogers, and there's Iron Man, and there's Loki, and then there was Thor, and then there was Monica Rambeau, and Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel, and both Black Panthers, and Star-Lord, and, like, Groot. Like, we saw Groot. Like, it's just, like, such a fun experience being around all those heroes, and I could have spent all day just, like, walking around talking to heroes, but also, like, just sort of watching them and, like, watching them interact and do the little things that they do, and I really think that that area is super special. I did not like what I had to eat at Pim's Test Kitchen.
Yeah, I was a little underwhelmed. Excuse me, by the food. I was a little underwhelmed by the food. It is a vibe place. It is the attraction of the place is the character interactions and the characters coming out. And I hope that stays intact when both the Stark Flight Lab attraction and the Avengers Thanos ride also comes out.
Right.
You know, I think what I was going to say, you know, Red Guardian was my favorite. He was fantastic.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that more of the Thunderbolts were not out. Like Bucky has been in like 10 of these movies, 12 of these movies, Winter Soldier. Why isn't there a Winter Soldier character walking around?
I
I mean,
think they're
that would
sitting
be,
on Bucky. I think they're
there's
sitting
no
on Bucky.
Yelena Belova. There was no Bucky. There was no
No,
Ghost,
Ghost, and then no, U.S. Agent,
Sentry,
no John
U.S.
Walker,
Agent.
Sentry. I think it would have been, okay, I think it would be a very, very, very hard sell, storyline-wise, to have 3 Captain Americas in one area.
I think John Walker, the reason they don't is because remember when he was introduced in the show where he
There was
killed
so
someone?
much controversy.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why. I don't know. But listen, if you like, even if you don't like meeting the characters, if you just like having them around and seeing them interact, Avengers Campus is perfect. It's so well done. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed hanging out there.
Yeah. I would love to see a Bucky. I don't know why it never occurred to me that Bucky isn't there. That's so odd. But I think they're sitting on those characters. Like, I don't know. I don't think that I don't think that the parks and the movies like work together like as much as I think they do, but I think when it comes to Avengers Campus, they absolutely work together. And I think if there's this like bigger plan for the Thunderbolts, I think we're going to see them then. I also don't think that they expected the Thunderbolts to be as popular as it was.
People say
Like
it
they
didn't
had
make any money.
people say it didn't make any money, but people loved it. So I don't really know what they're talking
People
about.
liked it, but people didn't go to the theater to see it. The people who went to the theater liked it, but not enough people went to the theater to see it.
That's
so
fair.
It had a high
I don't know,
rating.
but
It just didn't have a big box office.
But they had long announced that the Fantastic Four were coming to the parks, like before the movie had come out. I don't know.
And we did see them, but that's not this episode. So
no, it's not. I think that's it for Disney California Adventure. Overall, vibe place, weird cohesiveness to it, but you know, it's all about the vibes for sure.
Absolutely. Well, no one else is about the vibes is a good trivia question. So, Mimi, why don't you let our listeners know how they can get in touch with us, support us, tell us what they think, and give them this episode's Disney trivia question?
Yes. So this week's Disney trivia question is in 102 Dalmatians, so the sequel, what type of cake does Cruella get baked into? Yeah, the face that you're making and the face that I'm making are the same. Yeah, so if you know the answer to that question for whatever reason, please feel free to send us an email, disneyassembled@gmail.com. Y'all are also more than welcome to reach out if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, anything about this episode. Message us at Disney Assembled on all social medias, or again, disneyassembled@gmail.com. But if you guys want to support the show further, the link to our TeePublic, Patreon, Buy Us a Dole Whip, all that other awesome stuff is on the website, disneyassembled.com. Make sure to go check it out.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. And of course, if you want to really help us create more joy in the world, share the episode with your friends, share it on your social media, tell someone about the show. Make them listen, kidnap them, tie them to a chair, put on a set of earphones, and make them listen to the show. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Right. Don't do that.
Kindly suggest that they listen to the show. We have a YouTube channel, like I mentioned before. If you haven't subscribed, do so, because guess what? About 20-something people subscribed the past week, and you don't want to be left out. Like, don't have FOMO on the Disney Assembled YouTube channel. Join it. Subscribe to it. Click the bell icon so you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. We also have a TikTok. Lots of TikTok viewers. Check out the TikTok and the Instagram. We'd really appreciate that. But of course, we're just glad you're here listening to this episode. We hope that it's something you look forward to every week. All right, Mimi, high five real quick.
Yes.
The camera high five. There we go. In sync. Ladies, gentlemen, Disney fans of all sorts, we hope this episode brought a smile to your face, some extra magic to your day, and that very important sprinkle of pixie dust to your week. Thank you again for listening, and until next time,
see you real soon.